So, Ga, we just finished our financial talk, building your savings vault, and a lot of the audience were parents, right? And
Yep.
one of the questions that they actually asked was, paano ba tinuturuan ng ang kids on how to save money or even budget money?
Yeah, and sabi ko nga dun sa sa nag-question na perfect because apat ang anak natin and definitely we were able to practice whatever it is that we're preaching or whatever we're going to share at that time. We were able to practice that dun sa apat natin na anak.
Yes, and relate ko lang siya dun sa isang story ng isang friend natin. Of course, this is not to put them down or anything, but really, I also want to get the lesson out of this.
Yep.
And siguro parang put an idea or put sa ganina siya, anong comment natin doon sa nangyari doon sa video na napanood natin, alright? So, kwento muna tayo, story time. Ano ba yung nandun sa video?
Well, one of our friends, ang kwento niya was nagpagupit yung anak niya tapos binigyan niya ng bill 1,000 pesos.
Yes.
Of course, syempre, after na magbayad yung anak niya ng para dun sa
150,
dun sa gupit, binigyan niya ng tip yung barber, which is very 'di ba? Very generous. Ang magaling kasi yung nagbibigay ka ng tips
Correct.
sa barber. However, ang binigay niya,
magkano ba yung papagupit talaga sa isang magandang barbershop? Mga 250, 350, parang gano'n?
usually 350.
Ayan, 350.
Yeah.
So, ang tinip was 500 pesos. Ang laki.
So, di ba? Parang ang sakit sa noo na 500 pesos yung ibinigay nung anak niya sa dun sa barber.
Yep.
Di ba? Ako naman, ang take ko doon, number one, baka gusto lang talagang maging generous ng bata. Di ba? Na
so, kung
magbigay siya ng
ikaw si daddy
pesos.
or si mommy, kasi si mommy talaga, yung friend natin, nagalit, 'di ba? Ang sabi was, kunin mo yung 500, tas pinalitan ata ng much lower amount, 'di ba? So, kung ikaw si daddy, anong mangyayari?
Gaya ng sinabi ko,
Oo.
'di ba? Ako kasi ang practice ko, pagka sinamahan ko yung mga anak natin kapag nagpapagupit sila.
Oo.
Tinuturuan ko yung mga bata na magbigay ng tip.
Wow. Ikaw nagbibigay.
Binibigay ko dun sa mga bata, tapos sabi ko sa kanila, you give this to your barber.
Okay.
Kasi separate sila lagi ng barber.
Oo.
So, sila yung pinag-aabot ko dun sa barber. Although, of course, syempre, dun sa dalawang bata, kay Champ at saka kay Super, maliit lang.
Correct.
Siguro mga 30 pesos lang per barber, ganyan. O kaya naman, ako, ang usual practice ko is 10% talaga nung cost ng, at least 10%, 10 to 20% nung cost nung pagpapagupit ko. Kasama na syempre kung halimbawa, signature barber, barber services yan.
Yeah.
Mga 20%, ibinibigay ko kasi may mga masahe na yan, di ba? Tapos nag-gel na sila. So, cut the long story short, siguro between 50 pesos to 100 pesos. Ako personally ang ibinibigay ko. Kaya nung narinig ko yung 500, sabi ko, wow, generous, di ba? Baka mamaya, baka nasanay lang din kasi yung bata na nagbibigay, ganyan, o natuwa siya dun sa barber niya, kaya nagbigay siya ng 500 pesos.
Yeah, and siguro kung ako din yung mom, parang magre-react. Hindi naman siguro magagalit, pero magre-react din ako. Sasabihin ko talaga na, wow, kadako sa dong, ang laki naman yan, diba? So, at the same time, I would also feel na maybe there's also a gap na bakit hindi niya alam kung how much should he or she tip the barber. 'Di ba? Kasi nga, like for example, in your case, binibigyan mo talaga ng amount, the bill itself or the money itself. So, somehow, hindi na sila nagde-decide. Yung, at that time kasi yung anak ng friend natin, siya kasi yung nag-decide. And siguro, sa kanyang murang edad, ay hindi pa niya alam kung ano talaga yung value ng 500, worth 500.
Yeah.
Di ba, kung ordinary empleyado ka, that's already 8 hours of your salary or of per day na salary, worth of salary. So, siguro sa mother na, yung friend natin, pero kadako sa doy, ang laki naman ng tinip mo. One whole day na ng empleyado na sweldo, di ba?
Right.
Parang ganon. But, at the same time, I'd like to affirm yung anak niya nga na sobrang generous. And, syempre, at the end of the day, yun naman talaga yung gusto nating ituro sa mga kids natin. Number 1, the value of money. And number 2, being generous as well.
Correct.
Diba? But yung pagiging generous or yung pagbibigay, nilalagay din natin sa lugar. At somehow, that's part of the things that we can also teach our kids. And today, yan yung gusto nating i-share sa ating audience. Bongga.
Gandang
diba?
segue ng ginawa mo, di ba? Yeah, it's really important to let in our children on the appreciation ng value of money. Para yun nga, parang sila mismo ma-apply nila sa buhay nila. Kasi kung titingnan mo nga, money is just paper.
Correct.
'Di ba? Or just a piece of metal kung coins 'yan. So it's easy for them to let it go. Natatandaan ko one time, 'di ba? Parang kwento rin ni Alpha na nagbayad siya nung bumili siya one time sa school. Tapos hindi niya kinuha yung
tama. Hindi niya nakuha yung sukli.
Hindi niya nakuha yung sukli. Kala niya kung magkano yung binigay niya, yun na yung value nung napunta sa kanya.
Parang nangyari ata, feeling niya na ano nga yan, na nandugas yung yung vendor kasi parang iaabot na sana sa kanya pero hindi parang binawi tas hindi na niya hiningi, parang ganyan. So iba naman yung issue na yun.
Yeah, pero that still goes to show kung ano yung appreciation niya doon sa pera. Kasi kung halimbawa alam niya yung value nung pera niya, pwede man niyang i-demand yung sukli talaga niya.
Mahiyain ba yan si Alpha? So,
diba?
medyo hindi niya inassert na, uy, Manong, kulang yung sukli mo, di ba?
Okay. Again, mahiyain siya. It's probably because hindi nga niya na-appreciate din yung value nung, or baka hindi natin naituro sa kanya yon na you have to check kung ano yung, kung ano yung binili mo, ano yung value or amount of money that's corresponding dun sa binili mo.
Pwede.
Diba? So, again, balik tayo, it's very important to teach the kids at home the value of money. Diba? Although, of course, I'm sure tinuturo naman yan sa school, diba? Kung paano yung, tawag dito, yung proper allocation ng mga bills,
okay.
diba? Pagka nagbabayad ka. Pero tayo dapat talaga yung nagre-reinforce niyan dun sa mga anak natin. Lalo na sa, on our part, mga financial planners tayo. So, I guess the responsibility, parang it is required more of us to teach our children the value of money.
Well, grabe namang pressure na yan, no? Pero maganda yung suggestion mo na, of course, we can teach our kids practical ways of dealing with money or in relation to money. Like, for example, di ba, bumili kami ng durian, 500 pesos yung binigay ko. Magkano sukle? Ginaganon ko sila, di ba? So, that's how spontaneous and you can teach kids about math or money in practical setting. But at the same time, ako personally, I want also to emphasize yung pagiging role models ng mga parents.
Yep.
Kasi nga, kahit naman tinuturo natin yan, kung iba naman yung actions natin, di ba? Baka naman tinuturo na, uy, mag-save tayo, tapos biglang, Shopee, or di ba, may mga doorbell, may mga delivery dyan. So, syempre, akala ko ba nagsisave tayo? Bakit ang daming mga delivery? Diba? So, iba pa rin yun. And then the other day, when I was driving, actually, parang katabi ko si Uno, sabi niya, nobody really taught me how to drive. I think I'm self-taught. Sabi niya ko, Uy, Uno, kahit sabihin mo na ganun, you've been with us and you observe us how to drive. I'm sure, subconsciously, naturuan ka rin namin.
Meron siyang na-pick up.
Meron ka na pick up. So, same way with money, for sure, even if energetically lang yan, nasisense nila yan kung how you value money, how parents actually feel towards money. The topic money, pag pinag-uusapan ba ng ang pera sa, let's say, sa table or yung dinidiscuss natin, ganyan. So, positive ba yung energy or negative? 'Di ba? And do we also apply it in our day-to-day life? Like pinaka number one na ano dyan is yung pagbabudget in terms of grocery.
Yep.
Dati nung si Uno pa lang, dinadala ko talaga yan siya sa grocery. It's my me time, but at the same time, bonding namin yan. Nilalagay ko talaga siya sa cart, tapos nandyan siya, tapos ako na nag-shopping. Tapos, dati
Tsaka wala ka pang mapag-iwanan kayo.
Wala pa,
kasi
wala
tayong
yaya.
no?
Tapos at the same time, meron ka pang mga nababasa ng mga libro, 'di ba? Na i-compare mo, kunwari, etong ganitong peanut butter na brand, etong peanut butter na brand. Parang pareho lang naman pala yung supplier, nilagyan lang nila ng ibang branding, tapos nag-iba na yung presyo.
Mahal na siya by 5 to 10 pesos.
So, ganun klase ng parang difference. And dati parang sinasabihan ako ni Alpha, kuripot daw ako when it comes to grocery, kasi nga kung meron silang gusto, sasabihin ko talaga no talaga. Or meron silang kukunin, ano na naman to, ibabalik ko, 'di ba? Pero eventually na-realize ko na somehow for them, para hindi sila ma-deprived, one way that we practiced was, sige, you'll get to 1 to 2 things on your wish list and then I'll buy it for you. And gustong-gusto nila. At least they feel na parang somehow meron silang gusto na nasali pa rin dun sa grocery list. And until now, nangyayari pa rin yun.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Ga, no, na when it comes to family finances, dapat involved talaga yung mga bata. Lalo-lalo na, for example, yun nga, yung sabi mo about the groceries, ganyan. Pero hindi lang siguro sa groceries, no, but anything in general about money, dapat na didiscuss din natin sa kanya yan.
Okay.
And if I remember it right, one of the things kasi na parang na-share natin when it comes to the way most Filipino families are when it comes to finances, hindi talaga pinag-uusapan ang tungkol sa pera. Parang somehow, ang tradition is parang tabu na pag-usapan ang pera within the family, or minsan hindi talaga nakakarinig ang mga members of the family about papaano binabudget, ganyan. So, typical Filipino families are really not open to talking about it. And syempre tayo, since we also are financial planners,
yes,
and one of the things that we realized is the importance of bringing every member of the family into the table when it comes to talking about money. Isa din yan dun sa mga somehow pinapractice natin ngayon, that we talk about it during our weekly meetings, di ba, as a family. At the same time, kung kailangan, pinag-uusapan din natin yung importance of budgeting or probably saving up for the things that our kids would really want, di ba? Na hindi lahat ng panahon pagka meron silang gustong bilhin, automatic binibigyan ka agad natin sila ng pera to buy that, di ba? So one thing na na-appreciate ko sa atin is really, for example, meron silang gustong bilhin na hindi part sa budget natin. Probably sapatos or any major purchase, we ask them to set aside money for that. Or kung halimbawa meron silang natanggap na graduation gift o kaya naman Christmas gift, we remind them na, wag niyong ubusin
correct,
in buying stuff itong binigay sa inyo, but rather make sure na meron kayong bibilin so that you will feel good about it. Pero meron ka ding isi-set aside na money for that. Para just in case later on, meron silang mga gusto pang bilhin, meron silang mapagkukunan.
That's nice. And I think this year or yung last school year, we started the allowance system even with the younger kids. Kasi dati, only si Uno and si Alpha ang nagkakaroon ng allowance. But even itong third and fourth children natin, parang, ano nga yun sila, parang they feel deprived left out pag nasa school sila tapos gusto nilang bumili ng something sa canteen. Hindi sila nakakabili kasi wala silang cash. Kasi what we do is binibili natin yung baon nila sa grocery and then they baon na lang lunch, no? But we realize, nga naman, let's give them opportunity to also decide what they want to eat, extra, ganyan. So, nagkakaroon sila ng cash, nagkakaroon sila ng extra money to either save up or what you call is bibili sila doon sa canteen, and then kung may sobra or we teach them how to save, then they can buy other stuff during the weekends or parang special occasions pag if ever nasa mall tayo.
Natutuwa ako kay Super, no? Na parang among them, si Super yung sinasabi natin na pinakamayaman sa kanila. Kasi si Super talaga magaling mag-save. Diba? In fact, there are times na kung hindi tayo nakapag-withdraw pa at kailangan magbigay ng budget or allowance, minsan sa kanya pa tayo ng
at nagagalit
hihiram,
siya diba? pag nanghihiram ako sa kanya. Kasi feeling niya hindi ko babayaran. Binabayaran ko naman, pero yun nga parang the feeling na parang nauubos yung pera, yung idea na nauubos yung pera. Siya yung tipo na ayaw niyang bawasan yung pera niya.
I remember na one of the things that we used to do to teach the value of money to our children is yung paglalaro ng games as a family, di ba? Meron tayong Monopoly, ganyan. And I know that marami-rami din tayong marami-rami din tayong parang naituro sa kanila. Or that particular game has taught our children the value of money. Lalong-lalo na I think at the time si Uno at saka si Alpha yung mas nag-benefit doon. Diba? That was a couple of years ago nung nandun pa tayo sa apartment. So, it's good to actually have or pick a board game that teaches kids the value of money. And then play it as a family.
As a family. Nice, no? And I think si Uno kasi yung parang guinea pig talaga natin eh. Tapos nung na-expose tayo sa cash flow quadrant, diba? Ano yung game na yun? Yung the cash flow game. Tama ba? Oo.
Ni Robert Kiyosaki.
Oo, tinuro din natin yun. Yep. And he was also able to join us sa office when we teach it sa mga participants, diba? So, marami tayong opportunities to teach si Uno. So, ito parang realization natin ngayon na kailangan din natin ituro sa the other kids. Kasi nga, right now, they're also growing. They're also being exposed to really spending. Like the other day, o kahapon ba yun, no, na si Alpha went out with her friends. Yung isang araw naman, si Super naman went out with his friend. And it's so easy for them to ask for money and they spend it since hindi naman talaga nila pinaghirapan.
Yeah.
'Di ba? And that's why when they feel na, I should spend this amount of money, sabihin ko talaga, no, that's too much because the whole day, gagastos ka ng 1,000 just to eat out and everything. So, those practical things na even me, I feel na 1,000 for one day na magko-coffee ka lang or kakain ka lang. Parang that's too much. If you go out with friends, pwede ka namang still have fun and you don't need to spend as much as 1,000 pesos.
Yeah, ako naman, ang ginagawa ko kasi ako yung usual na naghahatid sa kanila, di ba? During the drive, I would really ask, so what are you going to do with your friends? What are you going to do dun sa mall? So, more or less, Pag sinabi nila na, we're just going to eat. Where are you going to eat? Ganyan. So, more or less, binibigyan ko na sila ng idea. Na, okay, you should stick to your budget.
Yes.
Diba? Because, syempre, it's very, also, na ma-appreciate nila na, you can still have fun and not lose money.
Correct.
And not be broke. Diba?
Yes.
So, kung, for example, kung nagbigay ka ng 500 sa kanila or nagbigay ako ng 500 sa kanila, I would always tell them na do not use up all of the 500. Dapat at the end of the day or at the end of this gimmick, dapat meron ka pang money na may uuwi.
May word pa ba na gimmick ngayon? Alam ka na. Anyway, parang kahapon din, parang dami nangyari kahapon Kahapon din kasi nag-enroll ako, diba? And na-enroll ko na yung 2 kids. And yun nga ko, oh my gosh, tinanong ko yung cashier, nag-increase ba tayo ngayong year sa
tuition.
Sa tuition? So kasi first, parang I think 2 years ata during the pandemic, hindi sila nag-increase, knowing na, of course, the situation, diba? But this year, nag-increase sila ng 5%.
Wow.
Diba? So, malaki yung increase. And ako personally, since ako yung nag-handle ng money, when the kids would ask me stuff like, can we buy this? Can we buy that? I also tell them na, oy guys, magfa-fund pa ako dito sa ganitong amount or sa ganitong reason. Like, the tuition for your, for school. So, somehow, I also let them know na hindi lahat ng gusto nila pwedeng bilhin at the same time.
Yeah.
And meron tayong mga certain priorities like the tuition fees na kailangan nating i-fund at this particular week or at this particular month. Kaya nung nagsabi-sabi na nga sila Alpha na, Mommy, I need to buy this, I need to buy that, which very legit naman kasi mga mga personal needs nila, I still let them know na, okay guys, I will handle that but not now because I need to fund muna itong tuition fees natin.
Yung ganyang klase ng conversation, it's also teaching the kids yung value ng delayed gratification.
Delayed gratification.
Kasi 'di ba sa panahon ngayon, parang everything is instant. They want to be entertained, automatic i-turn on lang nila yung gadget nila and then yun na. They will instantly get entertained na with their games, with the YouTube or whatever. At the same time, siguro parang yun na rin yung yun na rin yung norm ngayon sa karamihan, 'di ba? Because of yung mga napapanood nila sa mga different platforms na parang andaling makuha nung ibang ipinapakita diyan yung mga bagay na gusto nila. And it's important to teach them also the value of delayed gratification by really assessing kung do I have fun for this or kailangan pa ba siyang planuhin, kailangan pa ba siyang i-set aside for another day para naman maset din yung expectation nila.
Naalala ko yung tinanong, lastly siguro, ito yung tanong din ng one of the mommies dun sa talk natin, diba, na paano daw niya sasabihin sa mga kids niya pag nagpunta sila sa mall na it's not shopping day. Kasi nga, pagpunta nila sa mall, ang thinking ng mga bata, punta sa Toy Kingdom, diba? And parang nahihiya or nagigilty sila magsabi na, uy, hindi. Kasi, syempre, ang mga kids naman, pagtingin sa toy, hindi naman nila titingnan yung presyo. Gusto pabili agad. Syempre, na out of budget sila, diba? So, sinabi ko lang talaga na, sabihin nyo lang na today is not shopping day. Diba? In relation to what you said na delayed gratification. Kasi nga, diba, usually, families, no? Pupunta sa mall to eat. Like, after church, punta sa mall. And napapagastos talaga kung walang control ang parents. Kasi syempre, we love our kids. And then, syempre, pag nagtatantrums na yan, gusto ko ng toy. Maalala ko lang yung sarili ko dati na, di ba, maglulupasay ka dyan sa floor until papayag na lang yung mom mo na bibili. Or, baka makurot ka pa ng ikaw, tama na, di ba? Uwi na tayo. Diba? Pero, yun na nga, at the end of the day, ikaw pa rin yung may control as a parent na, okay, today is just, the usual day, kakain lang tayo. Kumbaga, kailangan i-orient mo na sila bago ka pupunta sa mall. Okay, kain lang tayo, buy groceries, and then go home.
Yeah.
It's not a shopping day. Kailan yung shopping day? May birthday, merong graduation, may Christmas, ganon. And then, you really tell them para at least alam nila na, okay, today is shopping day.
Or nakaano talaga siya. Nakaset aside
schedule,
na
oo.
Today we're going to splurge or indulge, di ba? So, I guess ang ang pinaka bottom line dyan is really to be intentional in terms of increasing the financial awareness ng buong household. And nagsisimula yon sa parents, katulad natin, di ba? Balik pa rin sa atin na kung ano yung ginagawa natin as matatanda, yun din yung gagawin ng mga bata.
Correct. Hope you found value in this episode. Follow for more contents like these and don't forget to rate us 5 stars. See you in our next episode. Talk to you soon.